Good evening, folks. We are here at the original place of the OG glitz and glam race in Formula 1. It is time for the Monaco Grand Prix, and as I reach for the charging cable for my controller, we await the qualifying session here at a midnight race. I'm hoping I've got audio. Doesn't sound like it. I've got audio now, though. I have fixed the game, and yes, I am back in the booth after missing the first 5 rounds of this fantastic Tier 1 championship. I am back, hopefully, for the last 3 rounds of the season and of this F1 23 game. Praying for you, RJ, as well. Just look out for any accidents that may be happening in front of you. They can take you out of nowhere. But we're in a qualifying session then. It is night time here at Monaco, and we have the closest championship we have had in Tier 1 in recent memory. I can't remember the last time we had a championship this close. Let us run you through the order of the drivers as they stack up tonight. Roberts in the Ferrari, who doesn't look like he's here tonight, is currently leading the championship, and it may not be for long. He sits 2 points ahead of Rick in the Mercedes, with Ghost a further 2 points behind the Dutchman. Lifebout then sits a point behind Ghost, in between the two Hasses, with Red Flame Joe, Ghost's teammate, 10 points behind. Then Luca Rapassa returns to the track tonight. He is sat in position number 6 on 50 points, and then we have Lawrence on 39 points in P7. Then there's Finley on 36 points, with ETA Chris on 30, RJ Blair 24, 23 for Oscar Bergen, and 16 for his teammate Danny Van Rooten in the other Alpine. Then we have Speed Alcoholic, Nice Job, Jackalacco, Jordan Lancer, Lewis, Finkit, Scott, Jesler, Darth, Mania, Womax, Jax, Silo Dark, Palang, Lupper, Sweeros, and Scorenzi, who make up the 30 drivers who have been competing in one way, shape or form in Tier 1. Then we move over to the Constructors' Championship. Haas have a decent lead, 23 points ahead of AlphaTauri, 116 points to the Haas outfit, 93 to the AlphaTauri squad, with McLaren sat on 86 points, with Mercedes 5 points behind, chasing after the Papaya team. P5 belongs to Williams, 60 points for the Williams outfit, with Alpine on 53 points, just 7 points behind Williams. Ferrari on 47 with 42 points for the Red Bull Racing team, with Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo both on 38 points. It's time to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for qualifying, and Lawrence has set the pace of 1 minute 11.2. He did a 1 minute 10.4 in Tier 2 on Tuesday, and 11.1 from RJ's teammate. The two Williams cars doing well when MX puts in a fantastic lap, a 1 minute 10.0. The laps are only going to get quicker here, and they might do with this man. Let's take on board then with Lifebout then, and see him round a lap of this circuit through centre and he's backed out as he's invalidated at turn 1, so he's going to be going again. Let's find somebody else. How about Luca? Luca, a 1 minute 8.5. A fantastic lap time already from Luca. I predicted him on pole position in the podcast that was released on Monday, as did Ghost, and I don't think anybody is going to be beating this man to pole position. Lifebound might, if he can keep it within the track limits, that is. Let's ride on board then with Rick. He's on an out lap. We'll keep an eye on the Dutchman. He's going to be setting a lap any moment now, so we'll ride along with him. Luca's already set his lap. Is Finley about to make a lap? Is he about to put a lap in, or is he going to peel into the pits? He's got half his battery remaining. Let's see. I think he might go for it. Let's go on then. Right on board with Finley then. On a lap around the Monaco street circuit. In towards Saint-Devote we go. And it's a fairly clean run through there. Up the hill now. In through Beau Rivage. Up towards Massenet. And then through into the Casino Square for turn number 4. Very wide from Finley there. You've got to be close to the wall as you can possibly get. Over the bump. Down in towards Mirabeau now. Big slide from the McLaren. Now we go into the hotel hairpin with the second Mirabeau corner, at the bottom of the hill. Then we go to Portier and in toward the tunnel section. Look fairly set up through there, although those slides are really going to cost him. Through the tunnel section we go, in toward the Nouvelle chicane, braking as hard as you possibly can. Miss that wall, take as much curb as you dare. Oh, and a clip on the wall from the left rear tyre. That's really unsettled the McLaren's pace through here as we go through to back and into the swimming pool section now. Fast couple of chicanes here, really got to be clued in for these corners. In towards Rascasse now we go with 2 more corners to navigate, and into the pits comes Finley to finish off that lap. So we're right on board with, I think, Rick, as he's going to be coming across the line very soon. He has been chasing after the championship for the last few races. The best season he's had in Tier 1 for a long, long while. Let's see what the Dutchman can produce through there. Looks a lot tidier through the Nouvelle chicane for the young Dutchman. Through to back now we go into the swimming pool sections, and he's invalidated just too much curb on that first part of the chicane complex, and that's going to ruin that lap. Well then, the first sets of lap times are in. MX is making his way around. He's gone quicker, 1 minute 9.5 for MX. He's gone 0.5 of a second faster. Lifebout's in there as well, 1 minute 9.9, but look at that imperious time from Luca Rapassa, 1 minute 8.5. Ghost doing well as well in P2, a 1 minute 9.474. This is Ghost's favourite circuit, he says, and you can see he loves this track. If you know Ghost, I'd describe him as quite the methodical type, if that makes sense. He likes his rhythms, does Ghost, and that's what makes him such a great racing driver. He gets into a nice rhythm, and he's got many, many championships to back up that statement there. But qualifying underway, probably the most important qualifying session you can do. I'm just going to triple check that my audio is working, because my mic has a habit of deciding it doesn't want to work when I need it to. But if anyone's in the chat and can tell me before I get all the way to YouTube on my phone, which is currently taking forever. There we go, 1 second. Cool, it is working then. We are good to go. Is Ghost about to do a lap time for us? Yes, he is. Across the line he goes to start off the lap through Saint-Devot. He has got quite the margin to gain, 0.9 of a second, if he's going to get anywhere near to Luca Rapassa's time in the Haas car. Let's see what Ghost is capable of. He's coming up to the Sector 1 line now, just before Mirabeau, and he's 0.03 of a second down. It's so hard to find lap time around this circuit, because you have to be on the limit while being as precise as possible. It is a very hard balance to strike, but you can do it. Who's that guy in P6? I don't know. Some tier 2 wannabe or something. I don't know. Anyway, in towards the Nouvelle chicane for Ghost, using the line on that curb very, very well. Let's see what he gets. Through to back he goes into the last sector now. He's 0.08 of a second up on his time. Can he find any more time in the final sector of this street circuit? Around the final couple of corners through 18. In through Anthony Nose now as well. Down to the line. What can Ghost produce in his Haas car? A 1 minute 9.1. It's a valiant effort, to be sure, and has put him toward the sharp end. As Finley, though, goes that few hundredths of a second faster than the two McLarens, locking out the front row provisionally. It's game on for Ghost. Luca is sat pretty. I don't think he's going to venture back out onto the track, in all honesty. If they're as fast as Luca, it's not worth it. How about Rick, though? P2 in the standings. The man who is battling with the Titans up at the front, and that is a very, very shaky exit through turn 18 and 19. Only good enough for P5 for Rick. if he can get a decent run together, he's definitely capable of better than a 1 minute 9.5. He's a thousandth of a second behind MX in the Aston Martin there. MX, nice to have him back, by the way. He's been busy with his schoolwork at the moment, so welcome back, MX. Although I don't know if he's been at the last few Tier 1 races at all, MX, so apologies if I'm wrong. A few newbies as well. Sheep 2K17, and I'm going to go with Zotic F1 in P8 there as well, in the 2 Alfa Romeo cars, doing a good job in their debuts here in Tier 1 as reserve drivers, as it looks like RJ Blair has put it in the wall on the exit of Casino Square. Such an easy place to lose the car, and get yourself some terminal damage, or too familiar with the wall. There's Jack Alaco, P2 man in Tier 2 here at Monaco. How about Oscar Bergeron? We haven't seen much of him yet in this session. In the Alpine, down towards the Nouvelle chicane he goes. Let's see what the line is through there. Way too much curb for Oscar. That's an invalidated lap. Anybody else out on a lap? Womack doesn't look like it. He's not using any ERS. I think he's on a second out lap, which is what I was doing in Tier 2. Not that it did me any favours. Sheep could be about to start a lap. Got a decent amount of ERS. Is it going to be a lap for Sheep? The reserve debutant. Through the final couple of corners. Yep, there it goes. ERS draining now. Locked in is the Alfa Romeo. Through Saint Devote. A fairly tidy exit through there. Up the hill now. In towards Beau Rivage. And up the hill we go. Fairly tidy so far, but a 10th down for the Alfa Romeo. Can they find themselves any more lap time out there as they make their way around this circuit? Such little margin for error here at the Monaco Street Circuit. You've really got to be clued in. This is the real test for Formula 1 drivers in the real world and in the virtual realm as well. You've really got to be on it at this circuit. It takes absolute focus, concentration and determination to make your way around this track. Let's see. 3/10 down is Sheep. Can he find any more time in the final sector? Looked fairly tidy through the swimming pool. The Alpine slightly out of the way. I wouldn't call that in the way or impeding from the Alpine there, in all honesty, but Sheep had abandoned the lap anyway. Let's see who else is out on the circuit. Is MX about to set a lap? No, he's invalidated. What about Womack, the Bulgarian? 0.09 of a second up. Could this be enough to get him into the top 10? He's hit the wall, and that is his front right end plate gone, and that is the lap over as well. Peels into the pit lane, does Womack, and that is his second attempt done. We're 4 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock here in this qualifying session. And, well, it's not really the fight for pole position, is it? It is the fight for P2 on the grid, unless anybody can put in the lap of a lifetime. Luca, I don't think, has any interest of going out. He knows he's the quickest driver at this Monaco Street Circuit. He is checked out of this qualifying session. He's probably having a cup of tea or putting his feet up or something, scrolling through TikTok maybe. That's what the youngsters do these days. But either way, he's checked out of this qualifying session. I wouldn't expect him to be out at all. But if you're listening, Luca, go grab some more people to come and watch. Who loves a Monaco Grand Prix? Who doesn't love a Monaco Grand Prix, eh? The greatest procession ever. The most expensive procession ever. And if you're in the chat as well, come say hello. I don't bite. I've missed you all. Where are you? Come talk to me. It's nice to have some company in the booth. That's not Lawrence. RJ, you're probably here. What happened, mate? Tell me. Tell us what happened. The people want to know. Anyway, here comes Lawrence. He's 0.06 of a second up on his previous lap time. This could probably be his last lap of the session. as he comes through Raskas now. Into the pits he goes. He's abandoned that lap, and he's also messed up his pit entry as well. How embarrassing. Lopa Kovacs out on the circuit now. He made it into the session. He's about to set his first lap type. What about Zotic as well, who's a bit further up the road? All the drivers now coming out of the pit lane onto their outlaps. I think after Zotic, it's one of the McLarens. It's Luca. He's back out onto the racetrack. Something's happened, though. No, they're slowing down to let other drivers through. Okay. Lupper has set the fastest Sector 1, but he's come amongst all of this traffic here. That is not going to help his lap. I think he's better off backing off and going one more time, in all honesty. But he will do what he needs to. Zotic, 4/10 up. This could be a decent improvement for the Alfa Romeo. What lap time does he have underneath him in that car? Enough to beat his teammate into P7, although Sheep is out on the track as well, so we could expect an improvement there. What is MX going to be capable of in that number 36 Alpha Aston Martin through Massenet and in through the Casino Square now as well? He is on a lap still? No, he's backed off, I think. He's going for the second out lap. What about Ghost? Ghost also on a second out lap. There's some traffic down at Mirabeau there. I think everybody's taking the second out lap. They all saw what I was doing in Tier 2 and they thought, we'll do that as well. But no, the game does give you a ton of fuel. So it looks like Red Flame Joe then could be the first driver to set a lap time. He's gone purple to the first sector. This could be fairly decent. Will it be better than Luca's time? I'm not sure. But let's see. Through the tunnel section we go. Red Flame Joe, leader of the Elite Championship, and I'm sure that will continue if he can get a good result here on Sunday. But it's all about the Friday result now. Through to back now we go over the Sector 2 line. 6/10 up from Red Flame Joe. This could be a decent lap, could propel him in toward the top 7 if he can find the time. Don't let that Alfa Romeo get too much in the way. That might have distracted him just a little bit. Could have lost him some time. Gets a tiny bit of slipstream all the way down towards the finish line. That's going to place Red Flame Joe into P7, just as I predicted. What about Lupper? Crosses the line, P10 for the Ferrari driver. Finley's starting a lap now, and it looks like the other Ferrari of Womax is crossing the line. Invalidated his lap. Where is Lifebout? He's in P4. He's crossed the line to start his final lap of the session. Let's find out then. Luca's about to cross the line. He's 2/10 up in the good. It's a 1 minute 8.3 from Luca. He's gone even faster when we thought he wasn't even going to bother to come out on the circuit. Ghost, 0.08 of a second up. His target, Finley. He wants P2 in this race. If he's got any chance of winning this race this evening, he's got to be in P2 and he's got to get the jump on Luca, but that's not going to help his efforts. He's hit the wall there in through the last part of the swimming pool section. He's backed off. Ghost has ruined his chances. The error has come from Ghost, and that's his chance of a P2 start in this race gone out the window. Lawrence crosses the line, a 1/10 of an improvement from him, and there's a spinner at the last corner there as well. Not great news for the Alfa Romeo. How about Finley on his final run through? He's invalidated his time. It doesn't matter what he gets. It was the 1 minute 9.8 anyway, but an invalid lap. Lifebout crossing the line. He's 3/10 up. Oh, he gets involved. Look how close it is between Finley, Ghost and Lifebout. What a qualifying session. If only Ghost hadn't put it in the wall, he will be kicking himself for that one. Well, to nobody's surprise, Luca Rapassa in the McLaren with a 1 minute 8.3, 7/10 ahead of anybody else. Who would have seen that coming? Finley will line up alongside him, a McLaren front row lockout with Ghost and Lifebout rounding off the top 4 drivers. Then we have MX and Rick with Red Flame Joe, Oscar Berggren, Zotic and Sheep rounding off the top 10, with Lapa Kovacs, Lawrence, Womax, Jackalako, then RJ rounding off the rest of the grid. For a Monaco Grand Prix that could be very, very exciting. We've got a lot of the top performers up in the top 6 there. MX could be a factor in this race as well if he gets himself involved. But wow, we have a race on our hands and our championship leader is not here. So the championship lead is ripe for the taking. Which one of our competitors will be taking home the win? I mean, if Luca wins, I'm fairly certain he skyrockets up the order in towards that top 3 zone, I think. I can't quite do the maths on the fly. If he was to win, let's say it's 20 points for a win, isn't it? With fastest lap, it's 20. No, is it 25 points for a win or 20? I should know this. I'm an admin. I'm a league manager. What am I doing? Let's find out. Let's just go and find out. Why not? We've got time. So yes, 20 points for a win, so that'll be 21 points. That would see him go on to 71 points. 16 for Rick. Would see the youngster on... You know what, I can keep this open. I'll go over here. 16 for Rick would see him on 70... No, 81. If he was to finish second, perhaps. So Luca would likely come out of this race in P4 at best, I think, depending on how the scoring goes for all the others. But if he was to win and take fastest lap, Luca would be from 50 to 71 points. So there's a bit of math for you. And that's the best I'm going to get. If you want to work it out, go look at the standings. Go look at the point system. Give it a go. That's my best look. Best insight into this race. And we'll take some more insights into the race then. Taking a look at the tyres. Let's turn off the telemetry. We don't need that anymore. It's Luca Rapassa, Finley and Ghost all on the medium tyres. Lifeboat, the only driver to take the gamble and go aggressive onto the soft compound tyre. He will be looking to try and make some early moves in this race and try and hold position as long as he can. MX and Rick also on the mediums, with Red Flame Joe looking to go long. He will be the danger man when it comes to the overcut, so keep an eye on the Haas car for that strategical battle here, as that's what it normally boils down to here at Monaco. Oscar Berggren, medium tyres for the Alpine, the 2 Alfa Romeos on hard tyres as well, with Lupper on mediums, Lawrence and Womax on the hards, Jacko on the medium compound tyres as well, and RJ Blair on the hards. Well then, if you're in the chat, put your predictions in. Who do you think's going to win? I know who my money's on. It's this man here. Ghost, he will be absolutely fuming that he messed up his lap. Or as fuming as Ghost can be. Cool as a cucumber he is. Rarely ever hear Ghost swear. It's a rarity. It's a well-known joke among the league managers and admins, at least. Let's ride on board then with Lifebout on the soft compound tyres. He's going to have the best view of this start here. Waiting for the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Monaco Grand Prix, and they're not held for long. We're underway and racing, and it's a great start from Luca. They are single file as they go in towards Sandoval now. Side by side though go Rick and MX. No love lost between those two on the circuit. Rick wants to get rid of that Aston Martin as quickly as possible. They're still side by side as they go up the hill, and there's contact between the two of them, but it's all nice and clean, all fairly kosher between them as the Mercedes gets ahead, but MX looks to the inside, goes to the dive. Is it able to get the move done. Meanwhile, Lapa Korvac's trying to make his way through. Little bit of contact, a little bit of argy-bargy as they go in through the hotel hairpin, but it's all nice and clean. All the drivers have got off well. Doesn't look like there's any damage on any of these Formula 1 cars, which is fantastic to say at the beginning of a Monaco Grand Prix. Now they're going to have to settle themselves in for a long race. It is an endurance race here, the closest it will get in a Formula 1, in the Formula 1 world, to an endurance race. You've just got to keep it on the limit. And Rick looks like he's got some pace. It's important to be patient here. We learnt that lesson in Tier 2. Impatience leads to accidents, and accidents leads to frustrated drivers as Ghost gets a little bit of a Tokyo drift through Zandvoort there, keeps it under control, but now he's under pressure from Lifeboat, and this contact between the two of them as they make their way through Beau Rivage. And lucky to still be both going in a straight line as Lifeboat has a big slide. That's going to invite Rick for a little move down the outside. Doesn't quite get the move done. Does he look for it in the hairpin? Not quite. Lifeboat's covering him off. But Red Flame Joe's under some pressure from Oscar Berggren in the Alpine. Looking to find a way past the Aston Martin, perhaps, is the Haas car staying with them. But look at this gap. 2.2 seconds already. Finley and Luca are gone. They have checked out of this race, and Ghost has entered into no man's land territory. He will be hoping that the fact that Finley doesn't have line on for this season might bring him back into this race as a factor for P2, but right now, Ghost P3. Lifeboat, the soft tyres not really working out for him. I think Lifeboat honestly should have gone for the hards. I think it might have been a better prospect for him if he could keep the pace up with the others, keep drivers behind him. He could be a big threat for an overcut there. And I think a strategical error perhaps from Lifeboat. I'm expecting safety cars are side by side now. Jackalacco and Sheep, nice and clean from the reserve driver, the debutant. A decent pass on the Scotsman. Will Jacko go for the move down the inside? Though he will. Side by side they go. Nice clean racing between them. That's what we like to see here in APPF1. And Jackalacco gets his position back into P12 he goes. Meanwhile, Ghost getting locked in, honed in. He's going to be chasing down that P2, chasing down Finley to the best of his ability. Ghost smells the championship lead is in sight, but as do his rivals, Ghost, Finley, Rick. Did we say that Finley was? Did we say Finley was in there too? He's sort of in there, but sort of not. He's like he's at a very, very outside chance. He needs some very decent rounds to get back into it. But the Lifeboat, Rick, Ghost, all there, all championship contenders. I don't think they'll have much hope of chasing that man right there. And a mistake there must have been from Finley, because Ghost is now all over the back of the McLaren. And here he comes, looking to the inside of the Mirabeau corner. Not able to make the move is the Haas car. He's got to be patient with this one. It is a long, long race. Here, 39 laps. It's a short track, but it's a long one in terms of that endurance factor. Let's see. Ghost chasing after Finley, followed by Lifeboat and Rick and MX. His teammate Red Flame Joe, Oscar Berggren's in the background now as well. A nice little train of cars here. The procession is fully underway. Is this a move for P7? Not quite. Oscar Berggren was getting very close and very close to the wall at the exit. To back as he's lost the car once again and keeps it out of the wall just about. And that was a very, very hold your breath moment for the Alpine. Get your head together, collect your thoughts, and get back into this race. Oscar, what about Ghost? Up the hill once more through Beau Rivage in towards Massenet. No opening yet for the British driver. Can he find a way past the McLaren? Oh, what a big snap of oversteer on the exit of turn 4. Red Flame Joe is out of the race, and that is our first virtual safety car. Okay. We don't normally see those at Monaco. Let's see if I can see what happened. I think he's just lost it at turn 4. But a virtual safety car at Monaco. Okay. By the way, 7.6 is the gap now for the lead. Just so you know. Luca's gone. So it's well and truly the race for P2. Well and truly. Lappa's come in, he's put the soft tyres on. I'm not sure it was the wisest choice, Lappa. Too early for a pit stop, I think. But that gives the overcut advantage to Zotic. And if he wanted to come in, well, Lifebout has anyway. He's going to get those soft tyres off. So, big undercut here from Lifebout. Let's see. Oscar Berggren now out of the race as well. He's retired in the pit lane by the looks of things, and he's out of the session. The Lifebout onto the mediums, and he's going to go, well, I'm assuming he'll be going on to a second set of mediums. So keep an eye on that young man later on in the race, especially if another safety car to come out, and he's not too far behind them either. So this could be quite the bid for what is going to be P2, or what I'm going to call the lead of the race, because Luca's gone, he's checked out, done. That's it, we're not going to see him again unless the safety car comes out. So it's Finley, Ghost, Rick, under threat from Lifebout's undercut. They won't be aware that they'll be aware that he came in, perhaps. But perhaps not aware on what sort of tyre strategy he's going for. Either way, MX is in that mix as well. Zotic's closing in. And if Ghost holds them, or Finley continues to hold them up, and honestly, it looks like Finley might be the slower car. That's a mistake through Sandoval. That's going to invite Ghost up the inside, and it's an easy pass, perhaps for Ghost, but still on the inside is the McLaren. There's contact between them, and that's no front wing left on Finley's car there. I don't think anyone was really at fault for that one. They just sort of drifted into each other from the looks of things, from the nature of the corner. It's so hard for side-by-side racing here at Monaco, but Finley was doing so well to hold them off. A little mistake invited the chance from Ghost. Ghost took the opportunity. Rick also got involved with MX as well, snagging positions off of him, and I think Zotic might just get past Finley as well. He does. And that is Finley's race ruined for the time being. He'll be hoping a safety car comes out to help him out in this race, but Monaco is quite the fickle beast. Let's hope he doesn't retire early. Let's hope he puts a new wing on and just gets back out there, shows us what he can do. Into the pits he goes. Ghost then sat in P2, the lead of this race, I'm calling it. He's followed by Rick. He's got a 1.1 second gap. Rick has got it all to do now. This essentially is the race for the championship lead right here. So let's see. 16 points is what's on offer. 17 if you get the fastest lap. So 16 points. That sees Rick, we said, on to 81. It would see Ghost onto 79. And with the points system being as it is, there's a 2-point deficit. So if Ghost finishes second, Rick third, then it will be the two of them tied on 79 points. As a safety car has come out for RJ, who's put it in the wall while I've been talking about points. And if Rick were to come in second place, then it would be 81 to 79. No, 81 to 76. No, 77. There we go. I've got my maths. I've done it. It's done. Let's take a look at the paddock. See what's going on out there. Let's say Oscar, did you lose your front ring? In the wall. Follow like that, turn 1. Right. That's why Oscar retired. Looks like he got somehow involved in the incident with Red Flame Joe, and that was it. Well, a safety car then puts a damper on the race. Everybody must now adhere to the Delta. Ghost was the only driver to come in along with Rick, Jacko, Sheep and Womax. And Finley will be brought right back into this. So he'll be happy the safety car comes out. This Monaco, you're never really out of this one. But Lupper's into the pits now as well. Is it hard tyres for the McLaren driver? Yes, it is. Hard tyres goes on, and out of the pits he goes back into the lead of the race. MX in the pits now as well. Will Zotic follow him in? He does. Lawrence, does he peel into the pit lane? Number 12. Yes, he does. And let's see. Where does that put Ghost? Back into P2, I'd have thought. Or does MX get an undercut here? Let's see. There's MX. Ghost is just passing there. Oh, it was incredibly close. Incredibly close indeed. And it still could happen. Would you look at this? MX has got an undercut on Rick. Rick will not be too pleased with that one. He put that effort in to get past MX right at the start, and he finds himself looking at the bumper of that Aston Martin once more. I think Rick, with this form that he's on at the moment, I think he will get past MX eventually. But, yeah, Rick not in the best place, but look who snuck into the podium places. Just as I said he would with his undercut, Lifebout. This helps his race out big time. Big time. Will the hards go 29 laps here in Monaco? Probably. It's going to be a painful, painful stint if you do. Very interesting indeed. Monaco Grand Prix always gets that little bit interesting when the safety cars start rolling out. It's a tactical game here at Monte Carlo. And where's Lupper? Oh, he's being lapped. And he's out. There you go. Lupper retires. That's 4 retirements thus far. We have 11 drivers left in this race. And it wouldn't be Monaco without some retirements. Tier 2 knows that very well. A certain commentator sat here speaking to you now knows that very well as well. As is life, though. As is motorsport. As is the Monaco Grand Prix. Or such is. That's the saying, isn't it? Such is life. Such is racing. Such is the Monaco Grand Prix. Well then. Bert Mylander leads us around the circuit. The first time Luca and Ghost have been close together since the start of the race. Now, does Ghost go all out, get his way past Luca, or at least try to on the restart? It'll be a tough ask. He really need to be on it. Hello to the 5 people watching right now. I hope you are enjoying. There's no love lost between Luca and Ghost. They've had some hard racing out on the track in their time. And if I know Ghost, he will make Luca's life as hard as possible, especially if he gets ahead of him. I think one more lap and we'll be back under racing conditions, just waiting for Sheep to catch back onto the back, which should be by the end of the next lap, or at least by the end of Sector 1, I'd have thought, considering where he is and the pace of Bernd Mylander's Aston Martin. Let me know, folks, what's your favourite safety car? Do you like the Aston Martin, or do you like the Mercedes? I think just for the colour alone, I like that Aston Martin. Yeah, I think the Aston Martin for me personally, I quite like. Although I have always liked the Mercedes as well. I don't know, Mercedes and Aston Martin always scream luxury to me. And if I was to get a nice car, like a nice and affordable car, I'd probably get a Mercedes. I feel like they're somewhat affordable. Maybe if I had like a decent job. If I had to buy some sort of luxury car, I guess I'd probably go with a Mercedes. I don't know. Let me know. What's your favourite safety car? I'd love to know. But either way, we're about to get racing once more. Ghost follows Luca, who's followed by Lifebout and MX, Rick, Zotic, Lawrence, Jacko, Womack, Finley, and Sheep in P11. Points if you finish. When does Luca drop it? Will it be as they go through Anthony Nose? Will it be on the exit here? Raskas. He can go. There he goes. He's gone. Luca has gone and has somewhat caught Ghost sleeping. Although Ghost gets a better exit actually than the McLaren and is closing in slowly. But I don't think that's going to be for much longer, as Luca now will sail off into the sunset and leave Ghost to the mercy of Lifebout. This is looking fantastic for my podium predictions right now, by the way. I predicted Luca, Lifebout and Ghost as my podium. And if Ghost gets overtaken here by Lifebout, who has dropped MX, by the way, and Rick will be desperate to pass that Aston Martin, and it will be a much harder job at that. But if Lifebout gets past, that's full marks for me if it stays the way it is. Lifebout, he'll definitely be making another stop. Will the hard runners be making another stop? Probably. And a 3-second time penalty is not going to help Lifebout in the slightest. Can't be giving those points away, Lifebout. Do better. Do better. Either way, Luca gone. Off down the road. Any chance that Ghost had, out the window. Zotic speeding in the pit lane. 5-second time penalty for him. Didn't quite break enough. Is Rick going to get his way past MX? He's giving it a go. He's getting as close as he dares. We've got a virtual safety car, as it looks like Sheep has binned it at Anthony Nose, and he has lost his nose. Wing change for the Alfa Romeo. Not the day of the two reserve debutants. Time penalties and incidents with Barry R, our good old friend here at APPF1. A good friend of Zach Sweeney as well. If you're interested, Zach Sweeney and I from time to time do some commentating over on the JP Broadcasting channel. If you want to watch some GT3 cars, go at it. It's a lot of fun. Some great drivers in there as well. If you just missed the last Super Sprint, unfortunately the last event got cancelled, but go check out those races. They were a lot of fun. Right then, we continue on. We're back under green flag racing. It's Lifebout chasing after Ghost. Being chased by MX and Rick. Let us see. Ghost will see that penalty and think, right, can't be getting one of those now. Rick's got a 3-second time penalty as well, whereas MX does not. Rick doing a good job though, applying the pressure when he needs to. It's exactly what he needs to do around here. Lawrence is crept up into this fight now as well. Could be an interesting rest of the evening for Lawrence there. See how he gets on. Hopefully he can keep it out of the walls. We will see. He said if he bins it, he'll come join me in the box. Fat chance of that. I've locked the doors just in case. Anyway, Lifebout chasing after Ghost. Not much use for the ERS system around here in Monaco. They don't get a lot of overtaking done at this circuit. Not many places to go racing. Ghost not been dropped like a stone, but 4 seconds, quite the gap. I'm told that Luca, the last time he raced here he is, binned it apparently. So maybe he might put it in the wall, and then we really will have a race for the lead on our hands. But right now, it's the race for the championship lead, and let's see where Lifebout would shake up now. In there. Oh, we're about to see what happens to RJ. Let's see. Oh, RJ. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll explain to you what happened here for those of you not clued into the Tier 1 chat, or the paddock, as we call it. RJ comes through Massenet in towards Casino, just misjudges it, hits the barrier on the inside and then the barrier on the outside. Game over for RJ, unfortunately. Gosh, excuse me. Alright, let's take a look. So, Lifebout then. If he was to finish in P2, no Microsoft Edge. I don't want to use you, thank you very much. Lifebout, if he comes in P2, he's going to get 16 points. That's going to put him on 78 points. Whereas Ghost, 14 points, would be on 77 points. So Lifebout would go ahead of Ghost by a point. And, in theory, would then be the new championship leader. So it really is a fight for the championship lead between Ghost, Lifebout and Rick. Even if Luca gets perfect marks, he can't get into the championship lead. But he gets himself right back in the race either way, points-wise. So this is an important race for Ghost. Puts him in a good position. A shame that Robert couldn't make it for whatever reason. Maybe he's busy. Perhaps he just doesn't like Monaco. Can't blame him for either. And here comes Finley looking for a move on Womax around the outside of Raskas. That was lovely and slick from the McLaren. Gets the job done. And up into P8. Now chasing after Jackalacco in the Mercedes. I think he just about got DRS there as well. There's a competitive overtake though, everybody. We've seen a couple here, but we've added one more to the list. Meanwhile, Lifebout still unable to find a way past Ghost. Ghost doing a very good job. Has got himself into a rhythm now. And is holding true to it. And is actually just keeping Lifebout at arm's length. Just sort of reaching out that arm there and keeping him where he needs to be. Which is a good... It's a good strategy for Ghost right now. It's working. It's keeping Lifebout at edge, but he's creeping into that DRS range, though, is the Dutchman. So a move could be on if there's a mistake from Ghost. A lapse of concentration from anyone here will see them out of the race. Is that a wing change for Rick? It is! He's lost his front wing. Where has that happened? Did he go into the back of MX, I wonder? Oh dear. That could be championship lead out of the question for Rick here at Monaco. He's lost his front wing. He'll be praying another safety car comes out. 20 laps on a medium tyre to the end. I reckon it's doable. They'll feel rough, but it'll be doable. He'll be absolutely gutted with that. So, Rick out of the equation. So, Lifebout and Rick. Lifebout and Ghost, even. There, the drivers are focusing on it. It's 3 seconds for Lifebout, for Lawrence, for Rick, and 5 seconds for Zotic in the Alfa Romeo. So it's still game on for these two. Rick out of the count. Quite the race, and look, MX is getting involved now. He's closed in. There's Finley, gets the move done on Jackalacco. Another competitive overtake. Up into P6 he goes. He's got Lawrence to chase down. That shouldn't be too difficult. But Jackalacco down to P7. Let's see, Ghost still just keeping Lifeboat just at an arm's reach. I wonder where he's gaining that time. We'll keep an eye on these three for the next couple of laps. I want to just see how the gap behaves, because Lifeboat, he's starting to pick up the pace now. He's got MX to think about now as well, and he's on those older tyres, and he will have to stop again very soon. Is he going to peel in now? No, stays out. Let's see, where is Ghost gaining all of his time then? Let's see. Not really gaining through the start-finish straight. How about through Santa Vot as a slide for Ghost? Does not help him. Lifeboat's reeling him in slowly. As Lifeboat goes very wide through Massenet. That unsettles the line. That makes him lose some time there. A little lock-up from Ghost. Feeling the pressure. Another lock-up from Ghost. Into the hairpin as well. Not doing so well on this particular lap, but he's gaining time once again. So I think it might be through the beginning of that first sector, through the two Mirabeau corners and the Grand Hotel hairpin, as they descend the hill. So it's lots of time to be found and gained, and lots of advantages to be played as well. It'll be interesting to see though when Lifeboat decides to pull the trigger. He doesn't have to stop again, but I'm fairly certain he's going to have to stop again. If he doesn't, he risks a puncture. So he's using a decent amount of VRS as well. Ghost using none of it. Neither is MX. I mean, Luca doesn't need to use VRS. Who am I kidding? He's 11.4 seconds down the road. Enjoy your victory at Monaco, Luca. But actually, this plays havoc now for my podium predictions, because MX could end up on the podium. Although not something we both predicted. I can't remember Ghost's predictions now. I might have to go back and look. But I definitely had Luca, Ghost and Lifeboat on the podium. Not in that order, of course. But it's not over yet. Not by a long shot. That undercut, sorry, could be quite beneficial to Lifebout when the time is right. And there's not too many cars left on circuit right now. Meanwhile, Womax, Zotic, Jacko, all locking horns, all within a second of one another. All looking to make a move, perhaps, for some more points in this race. Could it be Zotic on the attack of the Bulgarian here? Let's see. Looks to the inside, thinks better of it. Stays just in P8 there. And this is a decent race. But Zotic does have that time penalty to contend with. That 5 seconds. He'll be serving that in the pit lane when he comes in for another stop. This is not the best situation for the Alfa Romeo. The next gap is 40 seconds. My word. Must have been an error there. As Luca has lapped Rick, everybody. Poor Rick. I think as the longer the laps go down, the less likely, the less the less infused he will be at the appearance of another safety car. Especially once it gets to that lap 35-ish mark. Because we don't see safety cars all that often. Around that time, especially when there's 2 laps left to go, you will not see a safety car. That is for sure. Ghost locking up again. Same 2 corners, exact same lockups. Lucky this isn't F124 yet, those would be costly. As it looks like Sheep has gone around at the Nouvelle chicane. Did he hit the barrier with his left rear tyre? It's very likely he did. I didn't see the incident, so I can't comment all that much on it. See, still Lifeboat chasing MX just behind them as well. MX looking good for a podium right now, and in comes Lifeboat finally into the pits. Is it that second set of medium tyres? As I said it would be. It looks like it for Womack's Lifeboat. Yes, it is. Where is it going to place him? Lawrence is in as well, on the same strategy by the looks of things. Or maybe even onto a set of mediums. This was a strategy I was going for, actually. A hard medium sort of strategy, especially with the safety cars out here at Monaco, but never got past lap 4. Either way, Lifeboat back out in P5. This is a good spot. He's in no way endangering Luca, but now he's making Ghost MX start to think, start to wonder. Now what do we do with our stops, they think, as we go along. Lifeboat is behind Finley, ahead of Womack's P5 for the Dutchman. What do Ghost and MX respond with? Do they stay out? Do they try and trudge to the end on those hard tyres? I don't think so. They're going to have to come in soon, I reckon. And to that, do they stop? Do they put on a fresh set of rubber and then go to the end from there, risking, of course, the undercut from Lifeboat, who will be putting in the works, the laps, to try and catch back up. And here's Lawrence passing Womack, who's entered the pit lane for some soft tyres. Fair enough, Womack. Fair enough. Whatever floats your boat, my friend. Continuing on, no real moves happening. This is the closest fight on track. And let's watch this gap between Lifeboat and Finley here, because it is plummeting at a rate of knots. Finley is going to have to come in soon. Ghost is going to have to come in soon. MX is going to have to come in soon. I'm certain of it. Any of them peeling in, not quite. What about Finley? What is Finley doing? He's the oldest compound of hard tyres out there right now. About to start lap number 19. Is he in the pit lane? He's not in the pit lane. He stays out another lap. Another lap around this street circuit. I say Monaco does look very nice at night time. And here comes Lifeboat. He's got the move all set up and ready. Finley was a poor exit from the McLaren on those old hard tyres. That's an easy move for Lifebout, and that is a bid for P2 right there. He'll be glad to have some open space now, some clear air, so he can put in the laps. He can put the work in to try and catch up as best he can to the drivers ahead of him. He's got a 10-second gap to MX, which would work out around the same sort of gap to Ghost as well. So, and look, that time is tumbling down, tumbling. Lap 28 of 39. A bit of oversteer from Lifebout, nothing to worry about though. He shakes it off, continues on his merry way. 8.5 the gap. This could be quite the undercut from Lifebout if he manages to pull it off. I think he might be hoping to get such an undercut on Ghost and MX that his time penalty won't come back to bite him. Let's see. Still closest fight on the circuit, Ghost and MX. MX still just outside of 0.5 of a second. Sorry, I'm very tired. It's been a long old day. And there's not a lot happening right now, but we're doing our best. Do either of them come in now? Surely. Yellow flag. It's an Alfa Romeo round. It is a virtual safety car for the Alfa Romeo of Sheep 2K17. And that's not allowed, surely. He's gone the wrong way to dive into the pit lane. That might get reported to the racing stewards. And this gentleman might be in a bit of trouble. If we're going the wrong way to get to the pit lane. Eagle-eyed Sumo at it again. It's a virtual safety car though. Finley, free pit stop for him. Looks like he might have served a penalty though. In the meantime, if Ghost and MX can get to the pit lane, which I don't think they will in time, they could find themselves with a free pit stop, but it's just not happening. Let's see. There's definitely no safety car out on track. It does definitely say virtual safety car. Let's see. I've got a feeling it'll come in just before, or it will stop just before they get to the pit lane. Virtual safety car keeps acting like it's going to go, isn't it? Luca's in the pits. Free pit stop, and there it is. Green flag conditions. We're racing again. And, well, Ghost, MX, they stick to it. They're going to go to the end, surely. Right to the very end. This could get spicy here, then. Lifebout, he's got that time penalty to contend with, but he's got the pace on those medium tyres. And he's only got to do another 9.5 laps, I would say, on them. Let's see if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 5.5 laps, 9.5 laps for sure on those tyres. Sheep out of the race with tyres in the pit lane. Maybe you heard what I said on stream. Good day, hello William. Oh, I'm going to attempt it. Lindqvist. I've probably butchered that. I'm very sorry. But I hope you're doing well. We're on lap 30 of 39 here at Monaco. It's the race for the championship lead, and so far it's a race between Ghost and Lifebout. Ghost sat in P2, Lifebout P4. Now Lifebout has got himself a 3-second time penalty to contend with, along with the likes of Lawrence, Finley and Rick as well. Rick was in that fight, binned it, and is now fighting with Finley down in P6 and 7. Meanwhile though, Lifebout slowly been reeling in the 2 cars ahead of him. Will he have enough time to draw out a 3-second gap and overtake 2 cars? We're about to find out, as this fight for the race lead has just reignited as they exit Portier and head into the tunnel for the 31st time. From the tunnel we go into the Nouvelle Chicane. No move from Lifebout on that occasion. He'll have the better grip. He'll be able to get the better exits through the corners. He's just got to keep it together Keep it steady. Keep it out of the wall. And he will get this move done. Keep it out of the diffuser of MX as well. He won't want to get too close to the back of that Aston Martin in case of an early braking manoeuvre. But let's see. Lifeboat looks very much poised for a move here. It's all the way to the outside for the Dutchman. It is Germany versus the Netherlands. It's almost into the wall. MX squeezes him as best he can. Ghost will be praying, please, please, MX, hold him up as long as possible. As those tyres on that Alpha, that Haas car, and on that Aston Martin cannot be in a good state. And MX is going to make this very, very difficult for Lifeboat. And why shouldn't he? And oh, a desperate move from Lifeboat there. It makes contact. Lifeboat gives the position back. And back to the status quo it goes between the two of them. And a desperate move from Lifeboat to try and get ahead. He can see his target in front of him. If only he could get past the Aston Martin. Let's see, better exit here in towards the back. Not quite, there's not enough straight to go before they hit this corner. Then into the swimming pool section, not really a place for a move either. So few places to make a move. Lifeboat's just got to be smart about this. Slow in, fast out. Nice and controlled on his exits. This could be the move here. Lifeboat gets a better exit than MX. It's side by side they go once more in towards Saint-Devote. MX on the better line, but Lifeboat squeezes past the outside, keeps a hold of the oversteer as well, and gets his way in towards P3. Now he's got to drop MX and go after Ghost now. And then once past Ghost, if he can manage it, he's then got to fly off into the sunset and get 3 seconds. Let's open up the penalties once again. Luca's got 3 seconds, not that it matters. As Rick out of the race. Oh no, he's binned it at the exit of the Nouvelle chicane. That's not going to be a safety car, I don't think. That car's going to disappear any moment now. There it goes. A shocker that that's not a safety car right there. Lifeboat, another 3 second time penalty. Oh, goodness me. He's got double the work to do now. He's already dropped MX by quite a margin. Little tap on the wall for good measure. Is he going to be able to get Ghost here? I think so. Let's see. Poor exit from Ghost. That's inviting Lifeboat to pass on a silver plate, but he's going to use all of his ERS that he's got available. Brake late does Ghost, and they tap wheels as they go through. Contact made. Nothing too harsh between them though. Lifeboat shown the door by Ghost. He does not want to lose this place. I think he knows that if Lifeboat gets past, with the tyre situation being as it is, it will be a certain... Oh, as Lifeboat goes into the back of Ghost. But it'll be certain defeat, as Lifeboat will likely do his best to open up that gap between them. Will he manage it? I don't know. I reckon Ghost also has one mind on the Predictions Championship right now. As well, if Lifeboat gets ahead of Ghost and stays there, penalty included, then it is top marks for Tier 1 for me on the podcast. This is brilliant. Come on, Lifeboat, get past him. You've got him here. Nice exit. Oh, Ghost with a better exit there, though. Very smart driving from Ghost in the Haas car. Lifeboat's got no choice but to stay behind. Is it going to be a run in towards Massenet, perhaps, for car number 7? Oh, he looks for it. He tries to scare Ghost into going wide through Massenet. Doesn't quite manage it on that occasion. And it's going to be another lap of looking at that Haas logo on the back of Gene Haas's racing car. Interesting bit of news for you. Apparently Günther Steiner is suing the Haas team for using his likeness and not being paid properly. Little tidbit of news for you there, if you haven't heard it already. But if you're clued into Formula 1, I'm sure He's probably heard it in some sort of capacity. Anyway, Lifeboat. This will be his next chance. Oh, he keeps going into the back of Ghost there. Maybe Ghost just breaking that a little bit sooner. The Lifeboat expecting. Could this be the one for Lifeboat? The Ghost gets a decent exit there as well. Could it be a move on? Looking to the inside is Lifeboat unable to. Scares Ghost wide though. And now they draw side by side up the hill. Through Beau Rivage they go. Is this finally Lifebout ahead? Ghost will put up a fight. He will squeeze Lifebout for everything he's got. For every bit of space on the track. And this is elbows out racing here at Monaco in the final stages. This is something to wake me up in the last few laps of this race. Ghost knows how important it is for him to stay ahead of Lifebout. This is the fight for the lead of the championship. This is a close one between them. This is going to be a fun interview room afterwards. MX actually is doing just as he needs. MX will be thanking Ghost after this race. He'll want to shake his hand and say, thanks for holding up Lifebout. Thanks for my podium, Ghost. But either way, 3 points for me. 4 points for me for Tier 1. In the Predictions Championship. If it finishes as it is and Lifebout drops down the order and off the podium, would have preferred the full 7 points, but you know, we can't always get what we want, can we? If you haven't been tuning into the APPF1 podcast over on Spotify, please do. We've been working really hard on it and it's really good and I recommend it. And now look who's snuck into the party as well. Lawrence and Finley as well. Finley may not get any scraps off of this, but Lawrence certainly might. I think Lawrence smells blood in the water. Lawrence smells a P4 on the cards. And I sincerely hope he gets it and doesn't crash in the last couple of laps. Because that would be a shame, wouldn't it? A huge shame it would be. Actually, you know what would be good for my Predictions Championship? If Ghost manages to get a penalty, because then I predict, then it's Luca and Ghost in the right places. Oh dear. If only Lifebout hadn't got those time penalties, he could be much further, or much better situated, I should say, in the race. Only 4 drivers without penalty. That's Ghost, MX, Jacko and Womax. Luca, 39 seconds up the road. Almost 40 seconds. Oh, it's Lifebout. Big snap of oversteer on the exit of the hairpin. Through Portier they go. And well, P3 is a podium, I should say, for Lifebout is certainly off the cards. It is not going to happen at all. Oh dear. Rick saying in the Tier 1 chat in the paddock there that he got a screen freeze and that was the reason for his incident. That is a huge shame. The risks of racing in the virtual realm. But we've got one more lap to go. Luca has about one more sector and a corner to go in this race. And we said he would be dominant over in the podcast on Sunday. Or on Monday if you listen to it. Of course, we record them on Sunday. They release on Mondays. But round the final couple of corners comes Luca Rapassa, who returns to Tier 1 and takes victory in dominant fashion here at Monaco. A grand slam for him as well. Did he get the fastest lap? Out of curiosity, of course he did. Meanwhile, here's the fight we've been watching for the last few laps. Lifebout has exhausted all of his options Ghost has put on quite the staunch defence. A valiant effort from Ghost, and it has paid off for him big time. Finley is getting very close to the back of Lawrence's car here as well, getting very racy. Does he go for the send at the inside of Raskas? He doesn't. Taps the wall, in fact, unsettles his car, but Ghost is going to cross the line, and he will become your new championship leader in Tier 1 after a fantastic race here at Monaco. And of course, Lifebout losing out to that podium, dropping all the way down to P5. And wow, Lawrence at P4. Well done. Right, let's get the interview room set up and ready to go. Need to find the group. That's what I need to do. Let me see. Start party. Oh, I need to find the Tier 1 group. There it is. Okay. Start a party. There we go. I found it in the end. Alright, interview room is open then. And let's run you through the finishing order then of the race. It is Luca Rapassa, the winner of the race by some margin, with Ghost and MX flanking him on either side of the podium. Lawrence home in P4, a fantastic race for him, with Lifebout rounding off the top 5 after some time penalties ruined his chances at a podium. Finley, Zotic, Jackalako, Womax and Rick round off the top 10, with Sheep, Lupper, RJ, Oscar and Red Flame Joe, the drivers, unable to finish the race here at Monaco. Right then, do we have everybody? Let's see, I think we're just waiting on Ghost, I want to say.
And yeah, Ghost. That was an interesting race.
Just waiting on Ghost. I'll drop him another reminder. Oh, look at that. Joins just as I finish typing my second ping. Fantastic. Right then. Well, we'll talk to our podium finishers just now. Then we'll start with Luca then. You missed a couple races. You came back. It's Monaco. I've seen what you can do at Monaco before. I don't think it was much a surprise, the result today. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I was pretty confident before this race. You know, I like Monaco. I think it's top 3 tracks for me. Yeah, I was just in the party with Finn and Max, and yeah, I just could drive a very nice race. Finn got damage early in the race, so I could build a gap. Then of course the safety car came out. I could put away like, what was it, 20 seconds. Then the VSC, I thought, why not just pit? Yeah, the tire deficit was so big, I could just pull away like, what was it, 41 seconds in the end.
Yes.
It was pretty calm. It did help. Well, I heard that Ghost defended like fucking Sergio Perez. Yeah, it was a pretty calm race for me. I think you haven't seen me on screen a lot. I think the main focus was on Ghost and on Lifebout and stuff. But it's a successful race for me.
Now, I mean, we checked in to check you were alive every now and again, but no, it was a race that was quite expectant from you. I think uncatchable pole time, and then just offered every opportunity, not really giving anybody a chance to make a move. But That's going to put you. I think I worked it out into P. I want to say now it's actually going to be P3 in the standings. You'll be on 71 points, and with Rick's, I think he finished P10 or maybe he retired. I can't remember. But I feel like he retired from the race. Actually, I don't remember. Anyway, it's going to put you back into the contention. And is it flat out for the final 2 rounds for you, Luca?
Well, it's always flat out, but I think I'm not sure, but I think I'll miss the last race because we got a team race with X, so I don't know if I make it for the last race. I don't know what time it exactly is, but if I'm able to drive here, then I'll definitely go for it, and yeah, then I'll try winning the title.
Well, let's hope that you can make it here because it'll make it all the more interesting for a title battle toward the end. But well done today, Luca. Nice driving, and we'll see you in the Netherlands. Right, we move on to P2 then, and Ghost. I think I said in the commentary box that that race was somewhat over for P1 at the end of qualifying there, and you gave everything you had to keep Lifeboat from getting in front of you and opening up that gap, and it was a fantastic bit of defensive driving.
I did absolutely everything I could. I think I was right on the edge of what was fair, especially into Santa Vot once or twice. But I think I don't think I did anything horrible. I was just giving it absolutely everything, and I think probably I said on my stream it probably rivals season 3 when I was defending against Kiernan to keep him behind in Brazil for the first 9 laps. I always say that was my best ever defensive drive. That's today probably rivals that, if not beats it. I am very, very happy with how I drove today, especially since I had yellow. I don't know if it was on the stream. I don't know if it's visual, but I had yellow wing damage since laps 17, I want to say. So yeah, I just oversteered slightly out of the corner before the tunnel and got a slight damage. So it wasn't so bad. It was only noticeable really around Casino and a couple other corners. But yeah, I was properly going for it in that defense. So sorry, Lifebout, if anything was a bit above board. But we're fighting for a title here, and these sorts of drives have got to be done to win titles.
They certainly do, and you are very much fighting for a title. You are now the championship leader, I work out, with Rick having the race that he did. And that puts you in the advantageous position into the final 2 rounds then, Ghost. And what's the aim going forward? Is it just the best results possible from now on?
Yeah. It's a real shame, first of all, that Rick had the race he did. He deserved better today, and also that Robert couldn't make it, because that sort of it was a 6-way title battle until until today. Also, of course, to Joe, he DNF lap 5 or something. So. Commiserations to him as well, but I think constructors should still be okay for us. And yeah, last 2 rounds, Monza's going to be absolute carnage, so I've just got to make sure I do okay enough in Zandvoort to still have a lead going into Monza, because it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, certainly so. And in your defence, Ghost, were you thinking about the predictions championship there? Because my podium almost came true.
No, no, it completely slipped my mind. I'm going to be honest, but no, I'm glad I could deprive you of the full 6 points.
Shame. Well, 7. I would have got the
7
pole as well.
Yeah, I think my my prediction lead is going to be evaporated after this week.
It certainly seems like it. But a great drive today, Ghost. Best of luck in the next 2 rounds. And it's going to be quite the championship finale.
Yeah, thank you. GG's to of course, Lifebout as well. That was insane. And also to MX for staying with us throughout. He was always there, ready to pounce if anything went wrong. So, yeah, fair play to him.
Yes.
And thank you, Sumo.
No problem.
Good to see you back.
It's good to be back. And we talked then to MX, who came into this round, no points on the board, finds himself on the podium. That was quite the drive from you. Opportunistic and sort of, I guess, faultless. I didn't see any errors from you the whole race.
Yeah, I mean, Monaco definitely is a track where consistency is key. And I might not have the one lap pace, but I feel like I'm one of the better drivers with almost never catching any penalties or stepping outside of any lines. So I never got damage, and yeah, that's really important in Monaco. Other than that, at the end, me fighting Lifeboat was I knew that he was much faster, right? And so me fighting him was more like a gesture, just try to say, well, I'm not just gonna roll over. And he had 3 seconds, so I thought maybe Ghost could put up a fight, and he did. Hats off to you, Ghost. You did what I didn't feel like I was able to do, not because it wasn't within the rule book, but because my tires were cooked. But yeah, Ghost having damage also helped, obviously being able to stay behind him. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a valiant attempt to keep Lifebout behind for sure, but those tyres were certainly looking awful toward the end, and I was shocked that you didn't come in. I thought you was going to, but you stuck it out to try and obviously cover up off that major overcut. I spotted Lifebout making that overcut right at the start, and I thought he's going to be in a good shout for P2 there, but those penalties ruined his race. And you reap the rewards, MX. Are we going to see you in the next 2 rounds at all?
I think so. Like I said, my finals are done, so I have time again. Maybe some personal thing is going to get in the way, so I might not be able to, but as it is right now, I should probably be able to make it.
Oh, fantastic. Always a welcome addition to the grid. So well done today, MX. A fantastic result for P3.
Thanks.
All right, and that is it. That's our podium, that's our race, and that's round 6 of APPF1 Tier 1 completed. We go on then next week to the Netherlands, of course, and then on to Monza for the finale. And it should be quite the finale. Ghost, the new championship leader, still being chased by Lifebout and Luca as well. It's going to be very, very interesting. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Check out the Elite race, which will happen on Sunday. Go watch that with Rick there. He's doing very well in the commentary booth. And then, of course, if you haven't done so already, go check out the APPF1 podcast as well. Episode should have dropped on Monday, to my knowledge. And go listen, give it a listen, and cheer me on in that in the predictions championship. I need the encouragement to get ahead of Ghost. But anyway, that is going to be it, everybody. Hopefully, I'll be back next Friday to bring the Netherlands action to you then. But for now, I have been Sumo, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Goodbye.